Detectives are trying to figure out how a man died after his body was found along Manchester Highway in Rutherford County last night around 6:30. They say the victim was a 65-year-old man, but they are not releasing his name just yet. Here's a picture of the scene that was sent to us by a viewer. Detectives are hoping someone passing by may have seen something unusual in the area or might have information about the man's death. If you do, call the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office at 615-904-3071. A son has been arrested this morning after Metro Police say he got into a fight with his mother's boyfriend and then was stabbed by the boyfriend multiple times. It happened last night on McPhee Drive in Madison around 10 o'clock. Police say the son was the aggressor in the situation. Kenneth Bell, the son, was arrested this morning around 5 a.m. He is now facing charges for violating an order of protection and domestic assault. 4 children are in state custody this morning after a man held them hostage for hours yesterday, and at least 3 of those children were the man's own. It happened on West Main Street in Watertown around 4:30 yesterday afternoon. Authorities say Kyle O'Neill had apparently gotten into a fight with his wife, then locked himself inside the home. Wilson County Sheriff Robert Bryan says they were in communication with O'Neill the entire time and that he made several threats against the children as well as himself. Deputies eventually made a forced entry into the house and took O'Neill into custody. Once inside, the sheriff says they realized they had another problem on their hands.
Once we got him into custody, the house is in deplorable, awful shape. Several dogs, cats, birds, pigs, you name it, are in the house. Feces, nasty.
The sheriff says they believe drinking was a factor in the standoff. The DCS and animal control were called in to investigate the dirty conditions and handle the animals that were left behind. They tell us they are expecting charges to be filed against both the mother and father for the situation inside the home. We now know the name of the pedestrian who was hit and killed on I-65 in Brentwood Friday night. The THP has identified him as 29-year-old Garrett Miller of Franklin. He was hit by 2 cars near the Concord Road exit as he was walking from the shoulder to the median of the interstate. Troopers say they still don't know why he was on the interstate and trying to get to the middle of it. Neither driver is facing any charges at this point. Both were from out of state. Why would an 11-year-old have a gun? That's one of the questions being asked after a 15-year-old was shot to death by an 11-year-old friend on Friday in a North Nashville neighborhood.
Who did the gun belong to? Why wasn't the gun locked up or had a safety of some type?
Police say Devontae Miller was killed while sitting on the front porch on Glenwood Drive with friends when the shooting happened. Police have not released the name of the 11-year-old, but they tell us that when he was being questioned, he told detectives it had been an accident and that he had found the gun and was playing with it when it went off. The young boy will appear in court tomorrow. In Clarksville, police are investigating a shooting that left a woman with a gunshot wound in her abdomen. It happened in the parking lot of Willis and Bailey's gaming station on Fort Campbell Boulevard around 3 yesterday morning. Investigators believe there had been an after-hours party at the club that led to a fight. They think the woman had been an innocent bystander who was hit by a stray bullet. She was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Police ask anyone with information, call their Crime Stoppers hotline at 931-645-TIPS.